Hi, everybody. Welcome to this edition of NAAP News Now. My name's Elisa Tagg. I'm the Association Director with the National Association of Activity Professionals. I'm back and I'm so excited to welcome our next guest. We have Patrick Smith, who is the new CEO of the National Council of Certified Dementia Practitioners. Patrick, how are you today?
I am excellent. Thank you. How are you?
Doing well. So thank you so much for being with us today. I know you've had a whirlwind adventure, so to speak, as you have taken over the reins of the NCCDP. And that was back in June. Is that correct? Is that when it started, or June or July?
January is when I first started, actually.
January. I think it wasn't announced till June or July, I think officially. So that's awesome. We're so excited though to have you here and to talk a little bit more and kind of introduce you to everybody now that we're 10 months into your time with the NCCDP. And NAAP and NCCDP have been lifelong partners for I don't know how we go way back. And so I'm super excited to have you join us today. And so share with us just a little bit more about you and what your background is in.
Oh, sure. Well, first and foremost, thank you very much for having me. Very excited to be here. I'm coming to you from NCCDP's headquarters in Sparta, New Jersey. So that's northwestern New Jersey, about an hour and a half outside of New York City. And as we just mentioned, I've been here for about 10 months. I started in January. Before joining NCCDP, I came from a similar professional organization that was in the education sector. So our mission there was very similar. We were doing similar trainings, but just for school teachers. And even though that's a different end market relative to senior living and home care, et cetera, I still find that there's a lot of overlap between the organizations. On one level, teachers and dementia care professionals are both um, high impact professions within society. And then on another level, both organizations provide the critical education and training to support these professions. So I've been very grateful for both opportunities. I find a lot of meaning in the work. So it's been great so far. One last thing I'd say on a personal note, I'm from Kansas originally, so I'm a big Chiefs fan. Elisa, I know you're in Las Vegas, so we might have to make a friendly wager when the Chiefs play the Raiders in a couple weeks.
Well, I'll tell you what, Patrick, I don't think anybody in Las Vegas are Raiders fans, so it's fine. We will vote for the Chiefs because I'm sure it's been exciting. I thought for sure you're going to say you're a Taylor Swift fan, right? We could go right into the key aspects of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift
Yeah.
having a wonderful time, enjoying each other's company. When they first announced that, and this little side note, I'm like, oh boy, does Travis realize he's going to be one of her songs in a couple of years?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
always good. But yeah, that'll be great. I would love to always, do a friendly wager with you just to see what's going to happen. I'm more of a Golden Knights fan, of course. The hockey season is my big thing. And I was always a Chicago Bears fan. So I was big in the era of the Super Bowl shuffle, which was probably way before your time, Patrick.
Yeah, like 1985,
1980.
1986, that time frame. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I go back to my roots of football and enjoying that. But yes, it's great to have you with us today. And thank you for sharing that. I think you're absolutely right how education, the background that you come from and the education now you're doing with the NCCDP are very much interactive and working with individuals that are living with dementia. And I know that's huge. I've been really excited to see your organization do training outside of the healthcare sector, and going into banking and other areas of focus, first responders, to be able to really know how to effectively communicate with someone when they enter into their business or anything like that. So share a little bit more about that. Explain more of the role and the importance of the NCCTP in the field of dementia care, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. Well, obviously we provide the foundational training and certification, which is fantastic. And I'm happy to talk more about that later on in the conversation. In terms of impact, one thing I'd highlight is the community element of NCCDP. I guess said differently, at NCCDP, it's not just about doing the seminars and just about getting the CDP or the certifications. We believe that there's value in engaging with the broader community of like-minded individuals, people that are really passionate about dementia care and seeking ways to further their career. So I just a quick story to kind of illustrate this point. For this first year, I've been experimenting with different things and trying to see what works, what doesn't work, doubling down on the stuff that does work. And so I experimented with a private Facebook group for NCCDP members. And so I think I launched it at night, 8 or 9 p.m. I set it up, I posted about it on our actual Facebook page, put the link on there. And by the time I woke up the next morning, we already had 50 people that had requested to join, which just blew me away. And that's what I mean when I talk about community and the impact that NCCDP can have on the field above and beyond just the baseline certifications and the trainings.
Yeah, I think that is so important, Patrick, and I'm glad you're focusing on that community relationship, because that's what it's all about, is being able to work together as an industry as well as into the community and to provide exactly what it is, that quality programming, that quality support, and being able to learn a little bit more about that. And I know that, I've been a trainer for many years now. I love, being able to educate individuals on ways to work with people that are living with dementia. And obviously, as you and I both know, no two people living with dementia are alike. And so it's always important to, stay up to date on all of those latest developments and best practices in dementia care and all the resources that are available. And so how do you update that and incorporate that into the training sessions that you do with your instructors and moving out into the field of additional training with everyone?
On the surface, I'm checking McKnight's and American Society of Aging, et cetera, for developments. I guess 2 additional channels that I'd highlight is we have a great team of staff trainers at NCCDP. We have 5 of them, and each are dementia care experts that have been working in the industry for decades. So they do a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to scanning for new developments and making recommendations when it comes to programming and curriculum. So that's one additional channel. The second is we listen to our community. We host quarterly roundtables for our CADDCT trainers. We do focus groups. We did a customer survey this summer. So we definitely like to have our pulse on these advancements. And yes, when there are relevant developments, we like to weave them into our programming. So for example, earlier this year, right around the time I started, we incorporated content about Leqembi into our curriculum. And a couple of weeks ago, I was actually at a seminar with one of our co-founders, Lynn Gordon, and she was sprinkling in relevant examples just from the news and media throughout her presentation. So we like to keep it fresh. And I guess I just say that I feel very lucky to have such a great team to really help out on this front.
Yeah, I think you're right. Continuing education, staying relevant with everything that's going on in the world, the latest changes. I know that NAAP works with the LEAD organization, the Leaders Engaging in Alzheimer's Disease, and I believe NCCDP is part of that as well, where we, learn more about what's going on in Congress, about what the funding is going for. And it was super exciting that it was recently reported that the budget has been increased for the new year to talk more about Alzheimer's disease research and funding to find a cure, that we're still trying to find something that's going to help specifically to stop the process of Alzheimer's disease and moving into that category. And that's really looking at that dementia friendly America that we have here, the process of promoting a dementia friendly society, like we talked about, at the beginning of our conversation, where we're getting out there, we're meeting with people outside of the healthcare industry to really support that concept of dementia friendly. And so, what role do you see yourself playing in that as we go along with dementia friendly America?
So I'd say a couple things. First and foremost, I'm not sure if anybody attending is familiar with an organization called Reimagining Dementia. But I'd encourage everybody to do a quick Google to the extent you have if you're not familiar. It's an interesting group of folks that are working to create a dementia-friendly community, and they just have an optimistic take on aging and dementia and Alzheimer's. We've gotten involved with them in recent months. They did kind of they call it the Taking It to the Streets campaign in September that we were involved in. So again, that's reimagining dementia. I'd encourage everybody to check them out. But I guess one other thing I would say, I've been harping a lot on community, but in addition to that, uh, this profession is hard.
Hmm.
It can be frustrating, it can be draining, and many of you as activity professionals, you're so focused on providing care and supporting people living with dementia, and we believe that somebody needs to be supporting you as well. Somebody needs to have your back. And so NCCDP wants to fill that role, just like NAAP does. We want to look out for you. We want to provide you with the training and that community that will help support you as you're going through the challenging times that come along with this profession.
Oh, I love that. I think that's so true. I was just talking with somebody the other day who's become a caregiver, and they were talking about all the different things that they have to do, and all the different things that they must do. And they never mentioned anything about themselves. And I'm like, oh, you have to be so careful, because we've seen the statistics. We know that the caregiver of somebody living with dementia tends to die before the person living with dementia because of that caregiver fatigue and burnout. And so we have to really take time to plan for ourselves. And, self-care, I think that became like the big buzzword during COVID too, that we needed to do more for ourselves. And hopefully we're continuing to incorporate, these opportunities and experiences to be more self-care, even when we have, a responsibility to somebody who's living with dementia, and focusing on that. And so you talk about that, catering to the professionals. And we wanted you to just share a little bit more about the certification credentialing options that you have available. I know you've got the sign behind you with all the lovely letters on there. So let's just talk a little bit more about everything that's being offered by the NCCDP now.
Yep. So, okay, I don't know how visible it all is, but the second one on the list, the CDP right here, the CDP program is what I would call our flagship offering. I'm sure most of you are already familiar with CDP, but you attend the ADDC seminar, and then after the seminar, you go through the application process online to complete your CDP. And then you can also become certified as a trainer, and you can actually present the ADDC seminar as well. That trainer certification is called the CADDCT, which would probably be the top one on this list. And so that's all within the CDP ecosystem. We also recently launched a Montessori program, so very similar in structure to the CDP program in terms of seminar and then online application process. And then we also have a trainer option for that one as well. And then Elisa, you were talking earlier about some of the more niche certifications that we offer, which are going to be all the ones kind of further on down the list here. So for instance, we have support group facilitator credentials, we have certified dementia volunteer, first responder. We've even been doing work in correctional institutions. So while those ones, we're not doing those trainings as frequently as CDP or Montessori. We're still proud to have those as part of our offering.
I think that's so exciting. And on a side note, NCCDP will be at our upcoming annual conference in April in Minnesota. We're so excited that we will be able to partner with you and offer the CDCM, the Montessori training, along with also the Montessori trainer training, so that individuals can come. And I know we are lucky enough to have one of your in-house trainers, Rochelle Blau from Illinois, whom I totally admire and love. And if you are on TikTok, everybody, you need to be following Rochelle, because she does some fabulous TikToks to talk about utilizing the approaches that are part of the training in that the NCCDP offers. And she is so fun to watch. I love her wit and her humor. And so we're really excited to have her be a trainer at our upcoming conference. And I know more information will be available on the NAAP website here in the next month to get yourself registered for that. And Kim, hi Kim, I'm glad you're watching. She just did a shout out, that Rochelle is the best trainer and she's so excited to be a part of the Montessori training. So very cool. And having that resource available. And so people can learn more. Where can they go to learn more about the NCCDP?
I'd say our website. Take a look at the website, and also quick note on that. We are in the process of redesigning the website right now. So we're wrapping that up probably in early November. That has been a labor of love for anybody who's gone through a website redesign. All the effort that goes into it, but we're excited for the new site. So keep your eyes posted for that in the next couple of weeks. But our current site is still up, so feel free to visit nccdp.org for any more information.
Great. And I was just going to ask you, will it still be the same address? I'm sure, right? We're capable of doing that these days. We don't have to move anymore, right?
Same URL for all the current CDPs or other certified members. Usernames, passwords, all of the backend functionality will remain the same. So no user experience changes.
Excellent. I just added the website into the chat box for everybody to, if they weren't familiar with where to go, or if they didn't know how to access it, they can do that. And I think that is really, really an awesome opportunity. And I highly recommend the certified dementia practitioner training. And I'm super excited for the Montessori training because I've always been in awe of the Montessori approach and watching it, take off in elder care, and looking at how significant it is as part of the person-centered care revolution. And Patrick, thank you so much for your time this evening. And we're gonna finish it off because I always like to end my time with our guest speakers to ask you to share some final words of wisdom. So if you don't mind.
Yeah, I guess I would go back to community. NAAP is a great community. We try our best at NCCDP to be a great community. So I guess my words of wisdom would be continue to engage with these organizations and help others grow in their respective professions. So that's it. Thank you, Elisa. I appreciate you hosting this. Very grateful for the opportunity.
I love it. I thought for sure your final words of wisdom were going to be something about the Chiefs. I don't know.
Yes, go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs. That's right. That's right. Well, thank you so much again, Patrick, for your time today. And everybody, thank you for watching. We will be back next month for a couple of more special guests as we go throughout the month, and we look forward to that. And as a reminder, please remember that you need to stay safe as well as staying sane as you go throughout your daily routines. All right, everybody, have a good one, and we will see you back here.
Thank you.
Bye.